Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Building Shmar. Lately, I've been learning more about urban planning and why it is important to design cities to be walkable, and why it is bad to design cities that are car dependent. Car dependent cities cause a lot of issues, such as congestion, reduced travel choices, and negative environmental impacts. But if you want to learn more, then I recommend the YouTube channel Not Just Bikes, where he talks about the importance of good urban planning. After learning about this, it made me realize that Shmar is somewhat car dependent, so in this episode, I'm going to fix it. I'll be converting several streets to be car-free, I'll convert some parking lots to have more productive urban space, and I'll be building a few new buildings. These builds took about 17 hours to make, but without further ado, let's begin the builds. The first thing I did was change the layout of the streetcar and bus station at Union Station. The reason I'm doing this is that these two streets are going to be pedestrianized, and I need to change the layout in order to make it work. I then started work on the first car-free street. I turned the street into one because I wanted a more inviting and pedestrian-friendly entrance to Union Station. I would have continued it all the way down the street, but there's a fire station here and I didn't want to cut access to emergency vehicles. Over here, I turned this two-way street into a one-way street by putting it in a bike lane and extending the sidewalk on the other side. I also converted the tram line to have grass covering the floor to look nicer and to help reduce noise. I then started work on the second car-free street. This one would have a lot of outdoor seating as there are several restaurants along the street. I also built a neat pattern along the center of the street. I also decided to replace this parking lot with a playground. The reason that I decided to make a playground is because I hadn't built a playground in the city yet, and I wanted to build something that didn't cover the graffiti art on the back of the building. I converted this parking lot into a new building. The building is based off 145 South Wells Street, Chicago. It is a modern office building with a retail business on the first floor. For the retail business, I decided to build a yoga studio. I thought that would fit the building nicely, and I hadn't built one in the city yet. I then converted this gas station into a bar with an apartment above it. There are a couple of reasons I did this. The gas station was a really old building I made a long time ago, and I've been wanting to change it for a while. I also wanted to remove the gas station to encourage people to drive less, so I decided to turn it into a nice little bar. There was this big parking lot in front of the museum and Capitol building, so I decided to demolish it and replace it with a pleasant city square. I also converted several more streets in the area to be car-free. Unfortunately, I lost the rest of the footage of the square, but I built trees, lights, and moved the flag from the front of the Capitol building to the center of the square. I also extended the car-free street and added several smaller details. There's a large parking lot here that takes up quite a bit of space, so I decided to lower it to 2 floors and build an office building with a small park on top. I based the office building on 525 West Van Buren Street in Chicago. still a large parking lot on top of this Whole Foods, so I decided to do something similar to the last building and make an apartment building on top. I based the apartment on 5030 North Marine Drive in Chicago, although I made some major modifications to suit the build I had in mind. And the builds are finished. Overall, I think that the changes are good as the city is now a lot more walkable and bikeable. I particularly like the city square. It's much more inviting and appealing than the parking lot I had before. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.